Hey there, everyone. My name's Gnarly King. Welcome to the video. This is going to be one of my first few videos that I'm going to be posting, just as a kind of introductory, I guess. But I just wanted to talk about some stuff in regards to Rainbow Six Siege. It's a game I've been playing since about, I think, year three with Operation White Noise, right? If everybody's been playing Siege, you're kind of familiar that it was Vigil, Dokkaebi, and I believe Sophia that came out that season. But I just wanted to talk about a few things, that are just I feel like a lot of people, not just myself, are in a disagreement with when it comes to Ubisoft. Obviously, the biggest problem that we have in Rainbow Six Siege is going to be the anti-cheat, right? I just feel like BattlEye is just not doing its job anymore. It's been really poor, and I feel like most of the bans are just not they're just not too frequent, right? Now I know we get our weekly updates, or if I think it's like every 2 days or 3 days, we do get an update for Siege, but it's just not frequent enough, I guess. And I feel like a lot of the people who are cheating are usually closeting, and it's just not something that they get banned for because you'll find people on high ranked accounts with thousands and thousands of hours. They'll be level 200 plus, and they're just blatant cheating towards the end of the game. And it just feels really common. Back in the day, cheating used to be one of those one-off things, where someone would spawn into the middle of the skybox and tap everybody, coming down in what was it, Old Hereford. That was kind of a funny cheat at the time, but it's just now we're just so focused on competitive, play in the game that cheating just ruins the integrity of Siege. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people can kind of agree with. It's just really rampant right now. And I know Ubisoft has been taking a lot of steps to try their best, I guess, to negate the amount of cheaters, but it's just not enough. And I feel like one of the main things that really ruined Siege was making it free to play. And if we're not going to have the same kind of moderation as most AAA games, especially like Valorant, League of Legends, anything ran by Riot Games, a lot of people argue that they kind of spreads into your computer and it just can view a lot of personal information. But one, I do not have a problem with that. None of my information is being sold on the dark web, at least to my knowledge. There haven't been any kind of information leaks from Riot Games that, to again my knowledge, in the last couple of years, if not ever. And I get maybe one cheater every 300 games in that game, playing Valorant. League of Legends, surprisingly, I've been finding more cheaters, probably like one every 100 or so games. But Siege, it feels like every third or fourth game you either have somebody who's closeting or you got somebody who's blatant. And not to mention the Siege Discord server. So many people in that Discord server are cheating, and it's just ridiculous. You'll get people who end up just blatantly admitting it to everybody in the party, like, hey, I'm cheating, blah blah blah. And it's like you'll face a cheater, you'll play with them for a few games, you go against a cheater, and then they just toggle. And it's like, well, come on, man, now we're gonna lose all our elo. Like, it's just ridiculous. And I think what's more important is preventing the cheats and not just like these ban waves. If they're going to ban everybody, ban them all, man. Ban the people who are associated. If they're playing 20 to 30 plus games with a cheater, ban the guy, ban him for a week. It's just ridiculous. And another hot topic with ranked right now, especially with ranked, what are we calling it, 3.0 right now? The elo gains and losses are just very inconsistent. I've been playing in the beginning of the season. I hit around plat 4, got up to plat 2, started playing with some previous champs, and I'm the only platinum in the lobby, and going against current diamonds who are top 1,000 champs, and I'm only getting 19 to 20 elo a game. But as soon as I lose to somebody who is a higher rank than me, I'm over here losing 20 to 30, like, or 25 to 30. So it's just very inconsistent. I know a lot of content creators are bringing this up right now to Ubisoft, and it's just their updates are half baked, and it doesn't make sense. We'll wait and wait and wait for an update. We think it's going to change. We think it's going to be for the better, and they do update the game. They do some of the things that we ask, but they don't work half the time. It's just ridiculous. You know, they told us it was going to be a hard reset before the beginning of this season, and that in fact was a lie. They lied straight to our face. It was not a hard reset. I believe they even came out with a statement stating that it's your last seasons. I believe your last 3 seasons of your rank, and it was going heavily off of your most previous season. So it's just I don't know. Ubisoft just loves to feed you a lie for 6 months straight and then turn around and be like, hey guys, this is actually the case, blah, blah, blah. And nobody's just going to call them out on that. I don't understand that. A lot of these big content creators just don't, maybe they don't remember that they said it was going to be a hard reset, but they just don't call out Ubisoft on their BS. And it's just ridiculous. You know, I feel like a lot of people are bought out, and a lot of people, just because they're partnered with Ubisoft, they can't say the things that they really want to say, and they can't bring to light the, you know, the issues that need to be brought to light. Um, it's just ridiculous. You know, a lot of these content creators, they'll go and have interviews with Ubisoft partners and Ubisoft devs. They'll go and ask them about the cheating situation or ask them about the ELO inconsistencies. They'll get a bullshit excuse of a response and then brush it off like it was nothing. It's like, what the fuck? You're just going to let your whole argument be defeated because they gave you a bullshit excuse that they've been giving us for the last 6 years? That's ridiculous. Um, there's so many other problems, especially, you know, Ubisoft doesn't ever listen to player feedback. Um, they just have to wait and wait and wait until it finally boils over, and then they give us an update. Because there's things that we've been saying for several years now that are just now being brought back to light only because of these content creators, right? And it's just one of those unfortunate things. You know, Ubisoft really doesn't listen to the actual people who play the game. They just listen to the statistics that they see based on operators that are being picked, or content creators, or pro players that are crying to them. And it just sucks. You know, they've been doing that for the last, you know, again, 6 7 years again. It got really ridiculous for a little bit, especially towards year 6 or year 7 or year 8, somewhere around that ballpark. It was getting pretty bad. Too many balancing and too many operator changes that we just didn't ask for. I don't want operator changes personally. What I want is better maps, better guns, better content. I want to play more casually, but I feel like I can't because you have champs and top, you know, just because I'm platinum and previous diamond, I'm going against champs in my unranked and casual lobbies. It's just ridiculous. I just don't have any game modes to play with my friends. We have seasonal events that last for 3 weeks, and then they just disappear, and we have to wait a whole year for that to come back. It just feels too inconsistent, and it feels like it just feels like those seasonal events are very disposable. You know, they just disappear after a few weeks. Some of the rare ones that we like, you know, they're here for a week or two and then they're gone. And then some of the older events, you know, that were fun are just no longer playable. You know, and I feel like instead of creating temporary events, they should just rotate classic events every other week. You know, or at least bring it back to where, you know, if we can go into custom games, we can just play those old events. Like, I don't know. I've been asking that for the last 4 years. You know, if we can just load up a custom game, you know, back on Xbox, you know, we had LFG systems and people were just playing customs, you know, doing window wars, doing garage wars. But then they started reworking those maps and making that not a thing. And I feel like Ubisoft really has been targeting the custom games community and casual community, so then they can start forcing people to spend more money on their coins, so then they can buy the battle pass, so they can go and play a ranked and then lose to a cheater. And I feel like that they've just really have not cared about the casual community. I don't want a 1v1 playlist. I don't want a ranked 1v1 playlist. I want to be able to play with my friends on older unreworked maps like Old House, like in Old Hereford. Like, I don't want this. I don't want these new maps, and I don't want these BS champs, you know. Um and it's just ridiculous, you know. Also, gun skins and cosmetics. When are we gonna get a resolution updates for like year 7 skins and below? Are we ever gonna get a resolution update for those skins? Like, there's some really nice looking skins that I feel like would actually look good if they were just upgrade the resolution. Like, I don't know, we upgrade the resolutions on all the maps and the characters, but not gun skins, the shit that they want us to be buying. So that just doesn't make sense to me. Um, it's just a little ridiculous. Also, happy July 4th, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope everybody is spending their time with their family, unlike me. I'm by myself. My girlfriend's currently at work right now, and I'm very grateful for her. We're gonna spend some time together when she gets off, but um, hopefully everybody's doing well. I know the state of the world has not been too healthy as of right now. So I hope everybody's well. Hope everybody's family is doing well, and stay safe, especially when you're driving, and being out in public. Um, it's I love this word, but it's been ridiculous, right? But yeah, hopefully, again, hopefully everybody's doing well. Happy 4th of July again. There's a couple other things that I want to talk about as well. There have been a lot of prop hunt games coming out, and a lot of, we had Mecha Chameleon come out recently. Really fun game. Haven't played it yet, but I've seen a lot of content about it. Why do we not have prop hunt and siege yet, right? I know everybody's been watching Coconut Bras videos, and everybody playing. I think it's on some kind of version of the game that you have to get and download. You should not have to be able to. You shouldn't have to download a version of the game to be able to play prop hunt. Prop hunt is such a modern game or game mode that every other game is doing. Like, I feel like Siege would be hilarious and a lot more entertaining and fun if I could just take a break from ranked and go play some prop hunt, man. Um, I just, like I said before, they just took way too much out from the casual community, and I feel like that's where Siege is failing right now. And it just feels like everybody has to be good at the video game. Everybody has to be good. Who can click the heads the faster? I'm tired of playing against cheaters, and I'm tired of trying to compete. Like, it's just not everybody needs to be a pro level player. Not everybody needs to be playing to hit champ. It's like when you play Siege, the goal of playing Siege back in the day was to have fun, right? The game started off as a tactical SWAT simulator, right? That's basically what it was. And it had just a little bit of a goofy take. It was really fun to play. All the bugs back in the day were hilarious. And now they just want us to brain dead grind ranked, and it's one of those things, with every season. I feel like I don't want to play video games anymore. League of Legends, Valorant, Apex, Call of Duty, they all have the same equation to make you play their game and to spend more money on their game so they can stay afloat. And it's just, we just feed, as a consumer, we feed into that corporate greed. It's not really our fault per se. There are a lot of things that we could be doing to prevent that, but it's not like we can just go and sue these companies. Nobody has the money to do that. None of these other, law firms care to do that. And it just really sucks. Another thing I wanted to talk about was optimization. After Siege X came out, I feel like optimization on all the maps went down by like 20 to 30%. People, a lot of players were reporting lower FPS, higher CPU usage, higher memory leaks, longer loading times, and audio bugs. Oh my God, we are 10 years into this game and we still have audio bugs. Sometimes they can be fixed by just turning your volume off, but I should not have to restart my game in the middle of a ranked game so I can just hear the game, so I can hear the players and hear the objective. And it's just ridiculous. Um, Server stability has been okay. It's been better over the last couple years. I feel like I'm not receiving too much high latency anymore. I have gigabit internet, and it shouldn't be a problem for me. I know a lot of people, especially when they got rid of SCUS and South Central servers and stuff like that. A lot of people have been having more and more issues. But I don't know. I feel like I've been doing better. My East and West servers have been okay. I think I get max 70 ping on West and like 30 to 40 on East, and I'm in Texas, right? So it's not too bad. Um, Want to touch back on free to play again. I feel like free to play has ruined Siege. It's It's not even the casual community anymore. It's just who can get into ranked, right? And I feel like everybody's goal when they play Siege is to just eventually play ranked one day and then get stuck in the same equation, that same loop that all the, Ubisoft and all these other, companies have made, to basically just keep you in your rank and keep you stuck. And it just sucks. Also, the content droughts. It's what I like to call it, at least. I've heard a few other people call that. There's just weeks and weeks and weeks will go without new content, and they're just recycling the same skins in the shop. And which, by the way, the UI in this game is the worst UI I've ever seen. The shop is ridiculous. There's 15 different tabs that go to the same stuff, the same skins. There's some skins that are even categorized incorrectly, and I feel like there's a couple of bundles that they've been making where you can actually spend renown on them, but one, you just don't get enough renown playing the game to even save up for those bundles that are 60 to 75,000 plus. The game just does not feel as rewarding anymore. I have to spend money every other week to just feel like I have something new. And even with the boosters, it's just a little ridiculous. I'm just tired of all the microtransactions and the money that I'm having to spend to feel like that I'm catching up with the content that's being made, right? Like I don't know. I feel like there should be more long-term progression. I don't want a badge. I do not want a badge on my player card. That's just I feel like that's them laughing in our face. You can't even see them when you're in game. You can only see them in the part where after you've picked your character. I want better content. I want more high quality content. I don't want just half-ass updates and events that just leave in 2 to 3 weeks. I don't want the same event over and over again. I'd really appreciate it if we could just get new content that has like good quality. I want better storylines. I would really, really love some kind of story mode. They took out Terrorist Hunt a long time ago and the operator missions a long time ago. And I know we have the new T Hunt back, which I appreciate, but operators used to actually mean something in the day. And I just feel like it's the same loop every day. Play ranked, lose a couple games, win a couple of games, go even. Not even like an RP gain for the day. Play against a couple cheaters, everybody gets off. It's the same equation. You hop in another LFG the next day, play a couple of games, run into a cheater, you hop off. It's the same thing. And I'd really love to know what everybody else thinks. I really want to continue playing Rainbow Six Siege. I really do. There's actually, I think I took a 2 year break. I got really bored of the game and I started playing League of Legends and some other stuff. Because I don't know, it's always made me feel like I have to be competitive because I just don't have those same friends anymore. For back in the day, from year 3 and up. I just don't have the same couple of, and I'm 22 years old, so um, I just, we grew out of each other and we just don't have that same friend group anymore. And I don't know. I just want to be able to play more casual and enjoy the game with people sometimes. And it just, it just seems a little ridiculous. But let me know what you think. I'm gonna try and start posting more content. It's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. Is be able to record and stream, and that was all I had to say. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my rant. I'll be posting some videos soon. Right now I'm just making content with like by myself, so you're just gonna be mainly hearing me. But I'll try to throw up some audio or some music in all these videos so it doesn't feel so lonely listening to a dumbass like myself talk. But thanks again and happy 4th of July, everybody. Peace out.